All right, so are you all ready to hear this unbelievable growth story?
Yeah.
Who wants 968% growth? So once upon a time, there was a small independent company that was competing against corporate giants. And I'm talking about companies like Amazon and CVS. How do you compete against big brands like that? Well, today I'm going to tell you how, along with some of my other leaders on the team. About 6 years ago, the founding CEO of BioPlus stood on this stage, and he actually shared the 2x growth story after using Rhythm for only 4 years. He actually retired in 2021, and unfortunately, just a few weeks after he announced his retirement, said I wasn't going to cry. He was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and just last week was 1 year since his passing. What a very remarkable leader.
And look at the sparkle in their eye and let them talk about what we did through this process that I'm going to talk about. I point you to the right side over there, the top 10. I'm in the land of giants. And if you can see, we used to be in the category called all other until we did the 5 steps I'm going to talk to you about today. I call it the hand illustration. This is about these 5 steps. Your little finger is your shared values of your company. Your 4th finger is your mission. Your longest and tallest finger, and I'm not going to show it by itself. When I first was practicing this, I went like this, is your vision. This is the leading where you're taking your company. So this is your culture. Your thumb, your most important digit that makes us so different, is your employee or you or that super sales guy. Normally, if we're going to go out, we put our fists like this and we say, let's go get them, team. That's not what works on this. You want that employee covered with that culture of a purpose-driven company. But one finger remains. That's your brand promise guarantee, your patented solution. And this is what your customer sees. I've got the one solution for your problem. It's not based on a personality, a super sales guy. It's based on a company that's purpose-driven, wrapped in that culture. And you can follow this one way to solve your problem. You will grow 2 times. I will guarantee it, or I'll owe you a Kit Kat bar. Thank y'all very much. I'll see you in happy hour.
So this 968% story is all about risk. The leader of a company is extremely important, the CEO at the top, but the rest of the leadership team also can make or break the strategy and the execution of that. So I have a few of the leaders that have been instrumental in achieving that 968% growth. So many years ago, in working with the Rhythm team and defining what that brand promise was going to be, started off with actually having conversations with customers to really be able to find out what was the unmet need in the marketplace. Where could they compete the most? We're in the specialty pharmacy business, and this is medical offices who are trying to make access to medication for their patients fast and easy. At that time in the marketplace, the average was 12 days. You can imagine if you are an oncology patient and you have to wait 12 days to get your medication, how stressful that's going to be. How could we make this faster and easier for both the providers as well as for the patients to get on therapy? And the team went back and said, we just try to do it in 5 or 2 days. What could we do? And Dr. Elvin, another leader within the organization, said, we can do it in 2 hours. Of course, Dr. V at the time was like, I don't believe that, show me. We expanded that over time to a 2-day ready to ship, meaning that we would be able to start scheduling medication shipments to patients within 2 days. Game changer in the industry, but he proved it out. And so, like any good brand promise, it's anchored in a guarantee. That's going to be the differentiator, is not just words like fast and easy, because any competitor can say that they're fast and easy. But when you back that brand promise, but with a guarantee, it becomes a game changer in the marketplace. And this is one of those key rhythms of growth that have helped us compete significantly against those corporate giants. The third part of this brand promise or brand story is 2-click. So again, thinking about making this fast and easy for patients, we invested in technology and a digital engagement experience so that patients within 2 clicks would be able to order their refills, not just their first fill, but their ongoing medication therapy. And then in the last couple of years, we wrapped it up with what we call this Together promise. And it is that together we're working around the world as well as the US to be able to heal patients all over, and that with our 2-hour guarantee, we would also then donate $1 for every prescription that came in the door to be able to help someone in another country get access to life-changing medication. So we wrapped all of this together, and it became the Power of Two brand story. And I cannot tell you how impactful that's been in the marketplace. So this is one of those ways that we're doing it. Focus, another rhythm of growth that has been incredibly powerful. Every week we meet and we have a rhythm team, which is the senior leadership team, and we have a rhythm meeting where we talk about our rhythm. We talk about our key priorities for the quarter. We talk about our KPIs. We talk about our stucks. Every leader within the team, and there's about 30 of us, has to update their weekend sync every week. And we do this religiously. And as you can see here, like this graphic, we work in unison like a choreographed band team like OSU. And I hope there are no Michigan fans here. But we put our competitors in the trash with our focus, just like OSU is doing. So another rhythm of growth is the core customer. You're all familiar with the core customer. Healthcare is a little bit different, where it's a multi-sided market. And what I mean by that is the end user is not the buyer, right? We traditionally don't go to patients and say, hey, let us dispense medication for you, because they need a referral. So there's a trifecta or quadruple fecta here that has to happen. We have to have access to the drug from pharma. We have to be part of the in-network contract from the payer. We have to get the referral from the provider. And then, of course, we need to deliver value in getting the medication to the patient fast and easy. So we recognize that the provider was our core customer, not the patient. And so all resources are dedicated to driving business with this core customer. So later on, a few years later, we said, aha, we have another core customer, and that was the patient. We recognized there's actually more attention that we could provide to the patients and being able to nurture that relationship. And we really started looking at direct-to-consumer strategies instead of just B2B. This is super crazy, but we actually decided that, you know what, in the year 2022, that actually patients, consumers, we have a lot of choice in our healthcare, a lot more choice than we've ever realized we had before. And so it's not just the doctor that's influencing that referral or that prescription and who's supporting them or dispensing that medication, but we could actually go directly to patients and have them make them aware that BioPlus exists. So another rhythm of growth. I'm sure you've heard the Wayne Gretzky quote, skate to where the puck is going. So for us, we followed the money in what we call a generic waterfall strategy. We recognized that there were certain therapies that were actually more profitable than others, and there were certain types of medications that were more profitable than others. And this laser focus has been a game changer in us being able to reach 968% growth. Right now, 70% of our business comes from one core therapy. So Dr. Vogt was consistent with reviewing. So not only did the leaders complete our weekend syncs religiously every week, but also every single Sunday afternoon, the CEO of the company reads every weekend sync for the leaders of the leadership team. So you can imagine, as the company is growing bigger and you're going from 100 to 200 to 500 to 700 employees, how do you keep a pulse of what's happening in your organization? You read the weekend syncs. And so he said that it was the most consistent habit in his life, which is pretty profound. So, core values. Is it something that you just put on your wall, or is it something that you actually live by? At BioPlus, we live by the CART values. In 2020, we were actually acquired by CarePath, which was part of this growth plan. And what's interesting is CarePath came in and they wanted to change our core values from CART to care. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but we're talking one letter, right? We're not talking about drastically changing the core values. But the entire leadership team was like, no, you can't do that. Like, we're not care, although we're in healthcare. We're CART.
Our company values CART, C-A-R-T. It's our mission, and it's what we do on a daily basis. Competence, accountability, respect, and trust.
So how do our CART values shape me as a person and also our company? I think that these are some of the most important things that the company has put into place. And I was part of the team when this was all being decided, and who we were as a company, what was our mission statement, what were our values, and so important. CART is competence, accountability, respect, and trust.
So how many of you can say that you have core values for your organization? Yeah? Okay. We hire based on the core values. We fire based on the core values. We recognize and reward, and we live it. So that is the 968%. I hope that you have...